we live in a world that we would all say needs changing. It needs more, the world needs to be changed more today in my understanding than it ever has in my life. That we live in a world that needs to be changed, and there's this great discussion of how to do that. And so today, I believe Paul gives us in what we have as the last chapter of the book of Colossians, the key behind world changing. And it says, here's what we look at. First of all, be devoted in prayer. Paul calls us to be devoted in prayer. We have to remind ourselves that we don't change the world, he changes the world. And so if we're going to be world changers, we have to be devoted in prayer. And Paul says that in Colossians 4:2. He says, devote yourselves to prayer, being watchful and thankful. Devoted to prayer. I heard someone describe prayer one time as a wartime walkie-talkie. That when you're in the midst of the battle, it's where you call in for the help to come in. And that way too many times we use it as a house intercom system, pushing the button and asking the butler to bring us another pillow. When what prayer is that going to God because we know he's the only one who can truly do anything about it. And Paul says, devote yourselves to prayer, being watchful and thankful. He really says three things there. He says, be faithful in prayer, be watchful in prayer, and be faithful in prayer or devoted. Faithful, watchful, and thankful. How is your prayer life? Many of us, rather than going to our knees in prayer on a daily basis, we wait until we're just driven to our knees in prayer. You're going to be there one way or the other. You can either choose to go to your knees regularly, or you can allow this life to drive you to your knees until you realize that prayer is the only answer. Devoted in prayer. I don't know if you've looked on your phone, if you've got an iPhone or some other, like I know the iPhone has this screen time thing yet. Have you looked at that? Some of you choose not to look at it because you looked at it once and went, I don't want to see that again. I don't want to know how often I look at my phone. I don't want to see how much time I spent on Facebook or on Instagram. I don't want to know that. I just want to do it. But that's what we do, right? Whether it's on your iPhone or your iPad, is you get on and you just scroll like you're going to get to the end of it. I don't think our brains have figured out there's no end. We just eventually get tired. I'd encourage you to do something with your cell phone or whatever. Look at your screen time. Look at what it says, then how much time you spend on your phone or your iPad. TVs need screen time guides. They need to tell you how long have you been sitting there just watching TV. And then just consider, how much time have I spent in prayer? That sounds like a guilt statement. It's not. It's a gut check. There's a difference because I'm saying I need to do that too. So this is not me calling down from on high and saying, I'm your example in prayer. This is me with you going, I need to be more devoted to prayer. And just kind of compare. How's your screen time compared to your time with God? I love it that here's your memory verse for the day. I want you to try to memorize this verse before we leave, okay? It's 1 Thessalonians 5:17, if you want to write it down. 1 Thessalonians 5:17. We'll try to memorize it together, okay? So say with me, 1 Thessalonians 5:17. 1 Thessalonians 5:17. Now, I'm going to say the whole verse, and then you repeat it after me, so listen carefully, okay? Make sure I get it right. Pray continually. Okay, that's it. You memorized the verse today. Pray continually.